Alright, we are now live on YouTube, starting us up on Rumble. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't know you have. The sources of our information come from the website onthisday.com and the smart device applications, historical calendar, and Today in History. Pardon me. For links to these sources and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar in the description below, and all links gathered throughout the show will appear post-livestream as per usual. Anyway, I am Aozander, and I am joined by Sir King's Refuge here, and his canine companions. And of course, you viewers are you. Thank you very much for watching. Today is, what is it today? Wednesday? Yes, it is, aka Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. So, let's get into today's history here. Starting us off in 1132, we have the Battle of Nocerda between Ranulf II of Alif and Roger II of Sicily. Okay. We're going to move on up here to the Siege of Damascus in 1148. The Crusaders, led by Louis VII of France and Conrad III of Germany, laid siege to Damascus during the Second Crusade. It was later abandoned on July 28th. So that's only like 4 days. You only siege for 4 days? That's a very stupid move. Like, you usually siege for months. Well, okay. 1411, the Battle of Harlaw, one of the bloodiest battles in Scotland, took place. 1487, citizens of Leeuwarden, Netherlands, rebelled against a ban on foreign beer, and I 100% agree with them. You know, some beers, you know, are just better than others, and some of those beers are not made in this country, you know. So, if there's ever a ban on foreign beer here, I would not support it. I'll tell you that. 1525, a second attempt to circumnavigate the globe as 7 ships departed Corunna, headed by Garcia Joffre de Loaisa, on orders of King Charles I of Spain for the Spice Islands, and only one will make it. So 1 out of 7. So almost sounds like a Borg scenario there. 1534, French explorer Jacques Cartier claimed for France the lands around Gaspé by erecting a 30-foot cross at Pointe-Penule. Okay. 1567, Mary, Queen of Scots, was forced to abdicate. Her 1-year-old son became King James VI of Scots. Wow. So she was forced to abdicate, and her 1-year-old son. Yeah. I mean, you know, can't get much of a threat from an infant, can you? Frickin' Britain. 1651, Anthony Johnson, a free African-American, received a grant of 250 acres in Virginia. Nice. Unfortunately, he had to go through slavery, but hey, you know, like, I mean, like, you can't compensate for slavery. You just can't. But, hey, you know, 250 acres, nice. That's pretty good. 1660, Great Fire of 1660 in Constantinople. 2/3 of the city was destroyed, including 280,000 wooden houses, with a death toll of around 40,000 people. Yikes. Don't build your structures out of wood. I don't know what to say. But then if you build your structures out of stone and an earthquake happens, you know, well, I mean, you know, that's actually, it might, depending on the size of the structure and how strong you make it, will really determine the outcome of that situation. 1673, Edmund Halley entered the Queen's College in Oxford as an undergraduate. And as we all know, Edmund Halley, you know, he was an astronomer, mathematician, and physicist. And, you know, we all know him through Halley's Comet. He's the discoverer of that astral body. 1683, first settlers from Germany to U.S. left aboard the Concorde. Moving on up to 1684. Expedition to establish a French colony in Louisiana left La Rochelle with 4 ships led by René Robert Cavalier, Sierra de la Salle. The expedition was disastrous with only 15 survivors. Yikes. So you start off with 4 ships and you only have 15 people left. I mean, I wonder how many ships they had left, although they only have 1. You know, with 15 people, you can barely, you know, manage 1 ship, if even that. And I heard a kerplunkel. Is the king back?
Yep. Yeah, hold on. Getting...
So is this so am I living Lord of the Rings 3 Return of the King? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Hello, good sir. Oh, where's the loon? Where he's not taking part of this today?
What?
Where's the loon?
The moon?
The loon.
Loon. No, he's at work.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, like they got the power reestablished at the shop. So that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I never told you about that.
No.
Yeah, no,
that's
like,
good.
Everything's
good news.
Everything's back to normal. Yeah, really good news.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll talk with you more about it after the show. Like, there's some good stuff coming. So,
awesome.
Yeah. But would you like to take 1701 here?
1701, French trade Rand soldier Antoine de Moth Cadillac founds trading post at Fort Pontchartrain. Later becomes the city of Detroit.
Now, here's something that is I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but if anybody wants to and let us know the outcome in the comments section, his last name, Cadillac. That's like a luxury car company. Well, he found the city of Detroit. Wasn't Detroit a major manufacturing hub for cars, including Cadillacs? So would this guy be the ancestor of the guy who actually created Cadillac? And by extension,
maybe they named it after him because he founded the city.
Maybe. As I said, I would like to know the answer, but for the sake of time, I don't want to go down any rabbit holes of research live on air. Well, you know what? We can, just for this one here. Who founded Cadillac? Cadillac is for okay.
Why they? I don't know Cadillac. About where like that. Like how? Yeah.
Henry Ford Company. Headquarters, Detroit, Michigan. Okay, that's, even more of a connection right there.
The origin of the name Cadillac for a car, I don't know.
Founding of Cadillac. Antoine de la Moth Cadillac. Is that the same guy? Oh, yes, it was. Oh, my God. But wait a minute, this is somebody else. This is.
It's just.
Yeah, as I said, I don't know how to search for it, and this is going to require some time to research it.
We have to watch a documentary or something.
Yeah. So, but to some degree, there has to be a connection. I would be flabbergasted if there wasn't.
My guess is that they named it after the founder of a city.
I will subscribe to that as the most likely case scenario. I can't think of anything that makes more sense than that. So, but anyway, let's move on up here. What do we got? Moving to 1758. That's a bit of a
1758. George Washington elected to Virginia House of Burgess, representing Frederick County.
Yeah. So, whatever political house that was, the House of Burgesses or whatever. Oh.
1783, Georgia, the country, becomes protectorate of Tsar Russia.
Yep.
Tsarist Russia.
Yep.
What's the difference between Russia and Tsarist Russia?
Well, Russia is Tsarist Russia. It was the government. They were led by the Tsar, the emperor. Actually, the creation of that title is because they're emulating Caesar, the Tsar. Caesar. The Tsar,
okay.
yeah. So that's where the TSAR comes from.
Mm.
So they're the emperor of like of the Russian version of Rome, I guess.
Mm.
So that's where Tsar comes from. But yeah, no, like Tsarist Russia, as we all know, it was overthrown in what, like 1917, 1918, by the Bolshevik Revolution, the Soviets, in order to get Russia out of the First World War, and then the formation and buildup of the Soviet Union from then, the death of Lenin, the rise of Stalin, all that stuff. So, I got another, I'll let you take the next two 1700s, and then I'll move on up into the 1800s.
That's 1790. Wait.
Yeah, 1793.
Yeah, 1793. France passes first copyright law.
Nice.
All right. 1799, William Clark is willed the slave York, who would go on to accompany him and play an important role in the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Ah. So yeah, so like whoever owned that slave in his will, it sounds like, because he was willed through a will, like the last will and testament.
Yeah.
And like, there's a whole law about it. Like if you're given a slave through a will, you're not allowed to just like free him. You have to, like, there's some law that you have to have him as a slave for a certain period of time or something. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like it was like you're forcing. Like sometimes people were forced to be slave owners. Like
That's okay.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine that, being forced to be a slave owner? Like,
Let's build his house next to you and be like, yeah, he's my slave. He does stuff.
Yeah, he
just lie. He does.
Yeah,
That's the slave house.
Yeah.
Why is it so nice? I don't know. He does stuff for me though.
Because I want to treat my slaves. I'm a good master.
They work better.
Yeah.
They work better.
I mean, like when you really think about it, what's the difference between indentured servitude and like the majority of employment in today's world? Like, yeah, you're getting money, but I mean, you're just part of a more complex system of enslavement.
You're making money. Yeah.
You're making money to give back to the freaking government through taxes. Oh, gee.
70% of what you made.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of slaves, though, moving on up into 1823, slavery was abolished in Chile. So, hey, how about that? That's nice. 1824, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania newspaper published results of first public opinion poll with a clear lead for Andrew Jackson. Well, there we go. Now with the stupid public opinion polls and all that crap, like, oh, here, let's sway public opinion even more by telling them, what we want them to know about, like, who says what, who believes in what. Like, oh, we just so happen to opinion poll people of this certain area, like what's the other word for polls? Like, surveys. Like, all of that stuff is so subject to wrongdoing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway, 1832, Benjamin Bonneville led the first wagon train across the Rocky Mountains by Wyoming South Pass. Wagon train, cool. What do we got in here in 1847?
1847, Brigham Young and his Mormon followers arrived at Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yep. Well, a lot of people, like, I'm not sure, like, who realizes what or what, so I can't really say here a lot of people or what, but, like, the reason why there's so many Mormons in Utah is because it was a religious pilgrimage. They were, like, pretty much not welcome anywhere else, so they went to this area that's, like Salt Lake and everything. Like, it's not the most pleasant of areas, so, but it was the only land that, they wouldn't really be hassled in, so they went there, And yeah. What else do we got?
1847 rotary type printing press patents received by Richard March Hoe in New York City.
Rotary type
Alright.
printing press. What is that? Let's take a look at this here. Images.
Spin.
Oh, okay, one of these.
Better spin.
Dude, look at all these wheels, man. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Like, that is so complex. Let's see. 1851, the long-hated window tax was abolished in the United Kingdom. You remember the window tax?
You get a tax for each window you have?
Yes.
What?
Because if you see here the picture, it's actually like rather small. Let's see if I can get a bigger.
They had boarded up the windows.
You know, they bricked up the windows.
Yeah.
Like, it's now just a wall. So that, you know, and even on the side here, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 windows boarded up or bricked up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So seven windows out of
That's
well,
fucked up.
5,
All they
10,
did was
11,
literally
12.
make their people more sick.
Yeah, well, like, for whatever reason, like, and you know how British are with their taxes and everything, and we're slowly becoming the very thing, well, we've become the very thing we fought against initially, but like, the British really love their taxes, for whatever reason, at least the government does. So, and it wasn't just the British. This was implemented in France and I think several other countries as well. But you literally, as you know, and I'm saying this mainly for the viewers, the window tax was you got taxed for every active window you had in your building. Your home, your business, you know, whatever. If you have a window like this right here behind me, then you got taxed for it. For whatever
What
reason...
if you just had a big giant window?
They literally taxed sunlight. So... But if
It made their people sick. That's fucking fucked up.
Well, made their people sick by the unintended consequence of, like, you know, well, if we brick up our windows, it's no longer a window. Do we get taxed on what was a window, but it's no longer can be actually actively called an actual window? It's like, technically no. So they bricked over the windows. That's why you see in you know, a lot of places in Europe, especially the UK and France, a lot of the older buildings that bricked up windows for this very reason. So, it's crazy. The concept of taxing you based off how many windows you have in your structure is just ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Like, whoever thought that was a good idea?
I think income tax is ludicrous, but...
Well, I agree that, too. So, but yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, never mind.
No, what were you going to say?
I said at the very least, all that your tax should go directly to your state and nowhere else.
Not necessarily, because we do need a federal government to a certain degree. Now, like, I don't want to go down this whole conversation here. Like, we'll discuss this later, or we can talk about it on this upcoming talk show.
We make money other ways.
Yeah. Anyway, moving up to 1860, Olympics beat St. George 25-17 at St. George's Cricket Grounds, Philadelphia, in first baseball game played in an enclosed field. Cool. It's pretty neat. 1863, the battle at Battle Mountain, Virginia. Now I wonder if it was called Battle Mountain before this battle, or from another battle, or if this is what it was called because of this battle. I mean, like that's weird, huh? Like am I the only one? Like, there was a battle at Battle Mountain, okay? But why is it called Battle Mountain? Like, 1866. What do we got here?
Tennessee becomes first Confederate state readmitted to Union.
All right. I was born in Tennessee, so, like, you know, hey, we were the first one to come back, or at least, like, you know, be readmitted to come back. And
right.
You know, despite me being a Californian for my entire life, I was born in Tennessee, so I guess I can technically say, you know, on behalf of Tennessee, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
So sorry.
We're sorry. Anyway, what do we got here in 1870?
1870, first trans-U.S. service begins.
U.S. rail service. So, like, continental, I believe. Like, going from, one coast to the other.
Yep.
U.S. rail. 1877, the first time federal troops were used to combat strikers. Well, that's not good. Shouldn't be bringing in, like, military people to... Because that's more of an, an authoritarian move right there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, back in 1877, that was before really, like, the government had, like, any type of gun control. So that was back when people actually, because people would argue, and I would be one of them, to say that, when the Second Amendment was first made, it was back in the day where the access to weapons and technology that the government had was the same that the civilians had. Like, it was just muskets. There wasn't really, like, much as far as, like, superior technology. So, like, if somebody wanted
where are our tanks?
What?
Where are our tanks? And
Well, what the point
jets.
I'm trying to make is the basis of the Second Amendment is that the government, should not have, Now, I'm not arguing, like, for, nuclear weapons and all that stuff. That's a whole nother discussion. But I'm talking about, like, on the basic level, government and civilian should not have any form of a difference. So, so going back to the topic here, 1877, first time federal troops were used to combat strikers. I'm thinking about, what I just said. Well, maybe, they did need to bring the military in because, there's a lot more civilians than there are police. And the military, still does not have the same numbers, but they have the training, and they all have the same weapons and technology and all that stuff. So now it makes more sense. With all that being said, moving on up into 1880, first commercial hydroelectric power plant in the world began generating electricity in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, look at that! The very first hydroelectric dam. That's pretty cool. 1883, Arabi Pasha declared a holy war in Egypt. That doesn't sound too good.
Oh no, holy wars.
3 years later, China took British protectorate of Burma. I wonder if they did it diplomatically or if they just, like, invaded and Britain didn't do anything. Like, hey, Mike, you trying to take out Burma? Like, but I don't think that's what happened. I'm not sure. 1893, what do we got?
1893, for only time in history, the U.S. Tennis Championship, an event that is held off the Eastern Seaboard Men's Double Championship in Chicago.
Ooh, held in Chicago.
Chicago. 1900 race riot in New Orleans. 2 white policemen killed.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Yep.
Maybe still happens today.
Yeah, well.
1901 writer O. Henry is released from prison in Austin, Texas after serving 3 years for embezzlement from a bank. How much he embezzled?
I don't. You know what? That's how much did writer O. Henry embezzle? How much did? I did not spell embezzle correctly. Okay, well, let's see here. I found his wiki. Life in Texas, yada yada yada. Flight and return. Okay, so that's after. Porter and his family his salary was on 25 months. Oh, here we go. While he was in Houston, federal auditors audited the First National Bank of Austin and found the embezzlement shortages that led to his firing. A federal indictment followed, and he was arrested on charges of embezzlement. But it's not telling me the number, though. Oh, here we go.
Wow.
In his own defense and his trial, he was found guilty at February 17th, 1898, of embezzling $854.08. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Yeah.
Time calculator. What was what was that amount in today money?
1898. All right, let's see here. 1898.
History calculator.
All right. 1898. Dollar value. Damn it. Because it's talking me about the Morgan silver dollar now. It's not telling me equivalents. Let's see.
There's an equivalency calculator on somewhere online.
Now I'm back to O. Henry. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Value of 18. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me copy this here. Amounts from.
There you go.
Oh, it only goes.
1901.
It only goes back to 1914.
Fuck.
Huh.
Oh well.
Let's just calculate this. So at least from 1914, $26,198.56. You can see, dude. Like, look at this chart of the money.
I know.
Like, like, oh my god. And look at how far, like, these last 3 bars are from each other. Oh, jeez, man. Like, we're in trouble.
They're so fucking.
Yeah, we're toast. Let's see here. 1902 in Turkey, Sultan Abdülhamid, under pressure from within the Ottoman Empire, appointed a commission to consider reforms that might pacify Macedonian revolutionaries. All right. 1905, Tsar Nicholas II of Russia. We're talking about Tsarist Russia again. As well as Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany, signed the Bjorko Treaty, whereby each country agreed to come to the other's defense if attacked by European powers. Huh. So that's right. Russia was on the side of Germany, I think, in World War I, right? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, moving on to 1908. After days of discussion with his ministers, Sultan Abdülhamid of Turkey announced he is restoring the liberal constitution of 1876 and will become more responsive to demands of dissidents. Didn't we just talk about Sultan? Yeah, we did. So he gets 2 things. Almost back to back. Huh.
Yeah.
What do we have in 1910?
1910. Matador Juan Belmont, 18, kills his first bull.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of bullfighting, but I mean,
yeah.
Somebody
19,
is.
Yeah. 1911, American explorer Hiram Bingham rediscovers Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas.
Ooh. Yeah, and it's way up there, and everything. Machu Picchu is a profound, place, because they actually cultivated the land and aerated the soil, and like normally things would not be able to grow that high up at that elevation, but they kept things going, and so like they were able to cultivate and survive and thrive, and it wasn't just like a small thing too. Like it's not a massive city, but it occupies the majority of the top of the entire mountain area. I mean, right this picture here, you can see all the terraces, and
yeah,
it's amazing. So the Inca Empire, wasn't it like the Aztecs and Mayans or whatever? One day they just disappeared.
Yeah,
That's what happened. Yeah. Let's see. There's another 1911.
1911, Cleveland Park hosts first unofficial ML All-Star Game benefits for the Addie's Joss family. Cleveland Nats lose to All Stars 5-3.
Oh, okay. 1915, excursion ship Eastland capsized in Lake Michigan. 852 die. Yikes.
Oof.
Yeah, an excursion though. That's a lot of people for an excursion. Like, what is it like vacation excursions or something? Like, why is there so many people there? 1917, trial of Dutch exotic dancer Mata Hari began in Paris for allegedly spying for Germany and thus causing the deaths of 50,000 soldiers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What? If she really was a spy for Germany, and her actions led to these deaths, that is a face of evil right here. Just yikes. We have another race riot in 1919. This time in Washington D.C. 6 were killed and 100 others were wounded.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Didn't get it wrong.
Yeah, and like, with how things are going today, it's so much incitement.
Yeah.
So much incitement is happening. So much hatred and evil on the internet. Just like. Anyway.
Yeah.
1923, Allied powers in Turkey signed peace treaty in Lausanne. I guess it has to be after World War One. So. But you have something cool here in 1927, and actually that's where our thumbnail is, what our thumbnail is of, is this gate.
The Menin Gate War Memorial is unveiled at Ypres.
Yeah, Ypres.
Ypres.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Where is Ypres? Let's see here. Oh, it's in Belgium. Okay. What else do we got? 1929?
New York to San Francisco foot race ends 2.5 months. Winner is 60 years old. Monteverdi. Wow.
Monteverdi. Cool.
Monteverdi.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
It's like Madonna only has one name.
Huh.
1929, U.S. President Herbert Hoover proclaims Kellogg Brand Pact, which re-announces war.
So Kellogg Brand Pact. Let's look this up here really quick. It is an international agreement on peace in which signatory states promise not to use war to resolve, quote, disputes or conflicts of whatever nature or of whatever origin they may be, which may arise among them, end quote. The pact, yada, 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 yada. Sponsored by France and the U.S., the pact is named after its authors, United States Secretary of State Frank B. Kellogg and French Foreign Minister Astrid Briand. The pact was concluded outside the League of Nations and remains in effect. Wow, so it's still ongoing today. That's pretty cool. Something from 1929.
Good.
Yeah. 1931, a fire at a home for the elderly in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania killed 48 people. That sucks. And like my screwed up brain is I'm really screwed up, okay? Like, I'm just imagining, because, like, it's an old person's home. And I'm just, like, the first thing I think of is, like, old people with walkers or in wheelchairs, like, trying to run, but they're already on fire and they can't really go too fast. So it's, help me, yeah! Yikes. What is wrong with me? You're like, remember that one scene from Mars Attacks where they were, like, in the old people's house? And then, like, you just see, like, the dead old guy, like, on a wheelchair, like rolling from one door to another in the background.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, 1931 as well. George Gunn got 183, and son of a gun, George Vernon, 100 asterisk, same innings. It has to be cricket. That was what, 1931? Yeah, it doesn't give me a thing. It has to be cricket there. 1933, German Judge Volz signed deed of acquisition against Marinus van der Lubbe for setting the Reichstag fire. And as we all know, through history today, it was the Nazi Party that did that, and then blamed it on the communists in order to gain support for their own party. So that was a false flag and all that stuff, and don't think our government is above doing things like that at all. So, 1934, first ptarmigan hatched and reared in captivity, Ithaca, New York. Ptarmigan.
Hatched? What's a ptarmigan?
I'm gonna say it's a type of bird. Oh yeah, it is. Whoa, look at that. Dude, look at that poofy guy.
Oh wow.
Jeez. That is way too poofy. Like, why are you so poofy, bro? Like, these other guys aren't so poofy. I don't know.
He's a cocktail in it, you know.
Or maybe he ate some rice, and because birds can't fart, so the gas just expands inside their system until they explode. So, like that one bird from Shrek, when Fiona was singing and then it popped.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we have in 1935 here?
Greetings telegram sent in Britain.
The first greetings telegram.
First greetings.
What is a greetings telegram? Well, this is just telling me telegram.
That's a telegram. Stop.
Okay. Now this next one is just like, what does this even mean?
World's first children's railway opens. Is this USSR?
Yeah. Like,
oh, that's easy. It's the first railroad made by children.
Well, you're
1935, so
you're actually not far off. It's like, you know those what they have in malls, like the little, like, just going around in a circle. It's like that, although it's obviously a longer track, but it's a railway. It's a smaller thing. It's for children to give rides. Like, the first thought that went through my mind, you know, especially with, you know, what's been going on in today's world, is like, is this like, you know, like human trafficking, like, you know, for children? Yeah, like it's just like an underground railway, but human trafficking for children type situation. Like, I said earlier, my brain is completely screwed up. Like,
yeah.
Like, so. 1936, we have two state records, 118 degrees Fahrenheit or 48 degrees Celsius in Minden, Nebraska, and then 121 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 Celsius near Alton in Kansas. That's hot. It's 85 right now for me, but thankfully I have a nice little fan, you know, and sorry for the huge light behind me, but I need the window open. It's just too hot in this room. 1937, Alabama drops charges against 5 blacks accused of struggle snuggle in Scottsboro. Oh, the Scottsboro trials. Now, I'm not sure. Like, I haven't researched into it. Like, I think they were innocent. Because, remember, it's Alabama, you know, and remember the time. So,
Alabama.
High chances they were innocent. High chances. You know, but I don't know the facts, so I'm not going to say one way or the other because I don't know for sure. 1940, first illegal newsletter of Pieter It's Hen published in Netherlands. Okay, that's weird. 1940 as well, Lindhorst, Homan, De Quay, and Eindhoven formed the Dutch Union. Okay. What do we have in 1941?
FDR demands Japanese troops out of Indochina.
Yeah, that's right.
Get them troops out of there.
You know, Japan is, you know, going on a military conquest of everywhere around them. Kind of funny how China is doing the same thing today.
It's kind of funny how the situation switched there very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, almost as if everything I've said about, you know, like, you know, the cultures and all this stuff is all true. You know, they all hate each other, and as soon as one person is in power, they're gonna abuse it. So. Yeah. Let's see here. What else do we got? Another 1941. Oh, this one's ugly as hell, but
Nazis kill entire Jewish population of Graz, Lithuania.
I'm sorry you had to read that, man. That is just
Well, it happens. History.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
1942, German troops occupy Rostov-on-Don in southern Russia for the second time.
Huh. Oh. I wonder if that's part of Operation Barbarossa. 1942 as well. Irving Berlin's musical "This Is the Army" premiered in New York City. That kind of sounds like propaganda to me. Like, this is the army, you can join us, da 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 da. Like,
Yeah.
you know, all hoorah and, you know, fight the Hun and all that crap. Oh wait, no, that's British. 1943, Operation Gomorrah, RAF began bombing Hamburg till the 3rd of August, creating a firestorm and killing 42,600 people. The majority of which were civilians. And as I've said, it's an ugly truth, but killing civilians wins wars. You know, like, when you think about war, you think about soldiers, you think about governments, you think about generals, you think about this, you think about that. Well, who grows the food? Who makes the weapons? Who builds the vehicles? It's not the soldiers. You know, like, if you wanna win a war, you have to attack the civilians. That's it. It's ugly, but that's the way it is. War is hell. You know, literally, war is hell. And what's more hell than killing innocents? So, yep. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1944, 300 Allied bombers dropped firebombs on Allied/German positions at Saint-Lô, France. Wow, so they were on Allied positions, so they were bombing themselves too. Wow. Well, I mean, I guess if you're on the front lines, you know, like, danger close. So, 1944 as well, Soviet forces liberated the concentration camp at Majdanek. Majdanek. Okay. So, what do we have in 45, Sir King?
World War II, suicide attack by Japanese Kaiten manned torpedo sinks U.S. Navy destroyer USS Underhill west of Guam. Nearly half of the 234 crew was killed.
Yikes. So, and I think this is what I was... Yeah, that's right. So on top of... you know, we all know about the kamikaze, you know, suicide planes that Japan did, but they also had suicide submarines. Yeah. So, like, you know, here's a guy...
They were just missiles.
Yeah, they were just...
That was it.
Yeah. They were just... Well, that's what a torpedo is, but these were piloted.
They were guided missiles.
Yeah. Human-guided missiles.
Human-guided missiles.
Yeah. And you can even see there's a traditional torpedo here, and then this one is much longer, you know, so you can have, like, you know, like, enough room for oxygen, you know, a person, you know, all that stuff. But, like, you know, here's one being launched. And, like, man, you're literally getting in your own coffin that's going to blow up and kill other people. Like, I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but the Japanese culture was really, really inhuman and evil, you know? Like, thinking that, like, you know, they were throwing their lives away, killing themselves and others for the good of the emperor in a war that they started. Like how extreme can you get? I'm gonna say that, you know, like, quite possibly, you know, the Empire of Japan was the world's first terrorist organization. I mean, you know, you look at the IRA, you look at Al Qaeda, ISIS, you know, all that stuff. What's the difference? Just, they're actually, like, you know, recognized as a nation, Japan was, you know? Like, but in action, they both did the same thing, you know? Anyway, 1946, 9 Spokane baseball players, the Western League, died in a bus crash. Yikes. And just 2 years later, 4 Duluth, Minnesota Dukes, St. Louis Cardinals Class C farm team, players died in another crash. Wow. So if you're on a sports team and you're traveling, July 24th, don't. Like, it might be a cursed year. What do we have here in 1950?
V2 WAC Corporal rocket launch, first launch from Cape Canaveral.
Oh, we all know about Cape Canaveral. And actually, speaking about rocket launches and all that stuff, did you hear about what Elon Musk has been doing recently?
No.
He's moving everything out of California, like officially, like it's SpaceX. He already did that, with Tesla and all that stuff. He moved to Texas. Now he's doing that with SpaceX. So so they're no longer going to have any launches out here. Like all of that stuff, it's all going to be gone. So the further liberal democratization, the blueing of Texas. We have a guy who works with China fully going there now. Wonderful. What else do we got?
1952 High Noon American Western film directed by Fred Zinnerin, starring Gary Cooper and Thomas Mitchell, is released.
Huh. All right. Oh, we got another state record here. This time the state of Georgia, not the country. That's interesting.
112 degrees or 44 Celsius. Louisville, Georgia, state record.
That's interesting. We spoke about both the country and the state of Georgia in this episode. Yeah. Now this next one, I think I remember it from last year, but I'm gonna have to relook it up here.
1958, 14 people named first life peers in UK.
What the hell is a life peer? All right. In the United Kingdom, life peers are appointed members of the peerage whose titles cannot be inherited, in contrast to hereditary peers. Life peers are appointed by the monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister, with the exception of the Dukedom of Edinburgh, awarded for life to Prince Edward in 2023. All life peerages conferred since 2009 have been created under the Life Peerages Act of 1958, with the rank of Baron, and entitle their holders to sit and vote in the House of Lords, presuming they meet qualifications such as age and citizenship. The legitimate children of a life peer appointed under the Life Peerages Act of 1958 are entitled to style themselves with the prefix "the Honourable," although they cannot inherit the peerage itself. Prior to 2009, the peers of baronal rank could also be so created under the Appellate Jurisdiction Act of 1876 for senior judges referred to as law lords. So essentially it's a title, but it also has some perks, like the ability to sit in and maybe participate in politics. So that's really interesting. Yep. I want to take this other 58 here really quick.
Ted Williams is fined $250 for spitting at Boston fans again.
Again. Like, he spat at Boston fans already before this. Like, stop spitting at people, especially fans. What is wrong with you? You lunatic. 1959, we have the 500,000th Dutch TV set registered. Yo, 500,000 people in the Netherlands are watching TV. Cool. Also, U.S. Vice President Richard Nixon, I am not a crook, argued with Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev in Moscow, known as the kitchen debate. I gotta look this up. The kitchen debate. It's hilarious. So, actually, is it on YouTube? Let's see. Kitchen debate. Here we go. Let me play this for historical reverence.
You could show us American possibilities, and then we could say, here is what American possibilities are. How many years has America existed already? 300? 150 years of independence. Well then, we will say America has existed 150 years, and this is her level of achievement. We have existed not quite 42 years, and 7 years from now we will be on the same level of achievement as America. And the following years we shall continue to surge ahead, and when we shall overtake you at the crossroads, we will greet you amiably.
В разъезде мы вам приветствие такое любезное
Oh man, he's saying he's gonna pass us? That's cute!
That is adorable.
And for people everywhere, there must be a free exchange of ideas. There are some instances where you may be ahead of us. For example, in the development of the thrust of your rockets for the investigation of outer space. There may be some instances, for example, color to we're ahead of you. But in order for both of us, to be ahead of us,
In what are they ahead of us? Wrong, wrong. We are ahead of you in rockets as well as in this technique. I do not capitulate.
where do you see the picture?
Это я вам фору вперед даю.
You must not be afraid of ideas.
Вот мы
That's
вам
what we're telling you. Don't be afraid of ideas. We have nothing to fear. The time has passed when ideas scared us.
We are not afraid of ideas. Yes. Well, then let's have more exchange of them. We all agree on that, right?
Хорошо. Вот.
But what I mean is this: here you can see the type of tape which will transmit this very conversation immediately, and this indicates the possibilities of increasing communication. And this increase in communication will teach us some things, and it will teach you some things too. Because after all, you don't know everything.
If I don't know everything, then I would say that you know absolutely nothing about communism, nothing except fear of it.
Every word that you have said, every word that you have said has been taken down, and I will promise you that every word that you have said here will be reported in the United States, and they will see you say it on television.
Но я видел,
I
я
doubt it.
сомневаюсь.
That's why I want you, the Vice President, to give your word that my speech will be recorded.
He was the
in
vice
English
president at this time. Wow!
Telecast over TV.
Будет?
language. It will be, yes?
Certainly it will. Certainly. Yes. Right. In fact, and with the same token, everything that I say will be recorded and translated and will be carried all over the Soviet Union. That's a fair bargain.
Все будет на русском языке. Мы деловые люди. Сразу сошлись.
Oh, I just realized my mic was muted. Hell yeah, I like that energy.
Yeah.
Like when you did, he did like he came back and did the clap. That was great. I love that. Let's see here. Let's restart the music really quick, unless it doesn't want to restart. I guess we're gonna start from back here then. Anyway, moving on up to 1961. Beginning of a trend, a U.S. commercial plane was hijacked to Cuba. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's that debate. We just saw this. 1963, 124 Unification Church couples wed in Korea. A mass wedding. Can you imagine, like, your marriage being so unspecial that you married alongside 123 other couples? Like, you want your marriage to be about you, right? That's what it's all about. Why would you want to mass marry? I don't understand the concept. I know it's big in like Korea and stuff, but I don't understand the concept. What are your thoughts about mass marriages?
Mass marriages?
Yeah, do you not hear what I've just been talking about?
No one should be married.
Well, that's a whole other discussion that
Ever.
I can't really
Never
argue
married.
against.
If you want to be happy, never.
Don't get the government involved in your relationship. Simple.
Yeah.
1965, rock group The Animals, first time in British charts. All right. What do we have here in 1967?
1967, Charles D. Gallo says, "Viva la Quebec libre, long live free Quebec."
Yes. A free Quebec. That's
For
that's up in
free.
Canada. Huh. Oh, and here we go. This is this next one is eyebrow raising. Like, what the hell?
1967, Chinese Army Air Force Fleet repress uprising in Wuhan City.
Huh. That's a little topical. We know about Wuhan today, but so we have the army. Okay, they're bringing in the Air Force too. That's weird. But now they're bringing in the fleet. What are they bombarding them coastally? Like, what the hell is happening? What is going on? Why they bring in Navy ships? Like, I don't know. Ooh, another 1967. You actually have 4 more 1967s if you don't mind. A lot of stuff happened. Wow. Huh.
1967, first modern hospice, St. Christopher's, founded by Dr. Cicely Saunders in London, began the modern palliative care and the hospice movement.
Yeah. You know what hospice is?
Yes,
Yeah.
where you go to die.
Essentially, you're taken care of, until, yeah. Hospice is specifically like at home, right? Like you're taken care of at home, or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, you go to. It's like a nursing home,
Oh.
but you're essentially there just to pass away.
Because
They make it as comfortable as possible.
yeah. Well, then, like, my mom, she was offered hospice, and she was like, we had to speak for her. She wasn't like all there anymore by this time, unfortunately. But she was offered hospice, or either that, or because like I remember this. This is when I learned of of this entire thing, hospice and all that stuff. But she was taken care of until she died at home here, actually in the room, like directly like 45 degrees down, this way, is where she passed. But like, would that be considered hospice? Dying at home, or is that another term?
I think it'd be the same thing. Maybe just hospice at home.
I don't know, because I seem to remember there was a difference.
Oh, is there another word for it? I don't know.
And that's what I'm asking. Like,
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Anyway, 1967, Norway requested European Common Market membership. All right, trying to join the EU and all that stuff. We also have, here we go again, more race riots in Detroit, forced postponement of Tigers and Orioles game. So now,
Oh, come on.
Yeah, like, guys, can you not, like, hold in for just, like, one night? Seriously, please? Like, and 1967, last but not least, the Beatles signed a petition in Times to legalize marijuana. I'm sorry, I did not mean to belch on the camera like that. Just came out. Yeah, well, I'm all for, legalizing of the...
Let's just get to it.
Yeah. What do we get here in 1968? You got some sports.
At 12:51 Eastern, what is this, Eastern time? Apollo 11 returns to Earth after taking the first astronauts to the moon and returning them safely.
Ah. Yeah, EDT. I'm going to have to look that up. But you missed Hoyt Wilhelm here.
Oh. 1968, Hoyt Wilhelm pitches a record 907 major league game, breaking Cy Young's record for pitching appearances.
Yep. And yes, you were right. EDT does stand for Eastern Time Zone for whatever reason. I don't know what the D stands for.
Ugh.
You know, because PST is Pacific Standard Time, so I guess Eastern Daylight Time. Like what is?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, no. Apollo 11 is when we landed on the moon. Like in the famous footprint, there it is. Like we are now an extraterrestrial species. So, what else do we got? Oh, a rule I need to look up.
1970 International Law Tennis Association institutes 9-point tie break rule.
So let's see here. What are the final new rules? Oh, this is new rules 2022. So hold on a second. 1970. I have to look this up specifically. The tiebreaker is introduced. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a way to break ties.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really need to look into that even more. 1972, Jigme Stingy Wangchuk became king of Bhutan at 16. What a name, Wangchuk.
Oh.
That sounds like an insult. Like, you Wangchuk. Or it sounds maybe like a band name, like, Jerry and the Wangchucks or something. I don't know. 1974, Death Wish, based on the novel by Brian Garfield, directed by Michael Winner, and starring Charles Bronson, was released in the U.S. Oh, good old Charles Bronson. 1974 as well, U.S. newscaster Christine Chubbuck was the first person to commit self-deletion during a live TV broadcast at WXLT TV.
Wow.
Was she the one who, like, shot herself or something on TV? Like, I'm just gonna... I'm not gonna play it. But I definitely want to watch this after the show. So, yeah. The following content may contain self-harm topics. Yes, that's the entire point of the video. Yeah, I'm not going to play it on the air here, but there's been several people who have removed themselves on live TV, and that's why nothing's actually live. There's always like a
delay,
like a 10-second or so delay, or 30-second or so, So, let's see here. 1974 as well, Supreme Court unanimously ruled Nixon must turn over the Watergate tapes. Yeah. So, but what do we got here in 1975? Here we go.
Giorgio Armani and the Sergio Gagliotti found Giorgio Armani spa in Milan, Italy.
Yeah. SPA, I don't know what that stands for. Like special projects,
I'm sure it has something to do with spas, right?
No, because Giorgio Armani, I think, isn't he a fashion company?
Yeah.
Armani.
He is.
A spa. Well, I guess you're right. There is a spa. Like it just says slash. But that's weird. Why is it abbreviated like that? SPA.
Those types of people, man. Come on. They like to do weird shit.
Oh, so he's being uppity.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's being pretentious.
Yes. Okay. All right. What else do we got here?
1976, John Neighbor is first to swim 200-meter backstroke in under 2 minutes.
Nice. Very nice.
Boys flying.
Yeah. Oh, now you have some more baseball here.
1977, Pete Rose passes Frankie Fresh as switch hitter leader with 2,881. What? I'm feeling like I'm missing a word. Strikes, pitches.
Well, no, like whatever a switch hitter does, like he's gotten 2,881 like times he's played or something, I guess, or whatever that number is. Like he's the leader of the switch hit people. I don't know. You make a good point. Like, you know, in hits and in home runs and in what?
Stop.
I don't know.
You know, an interesting thing I learned is that Macho Man, Randy Savage, was is not only a switch hitter, but he was a switch pitcher as well.
Oh, wow, that's because he snapped into a lot of Slim Jims.
Yeah, he was the man.
Yeah.
Fucking savage.
And actually, there's quite a bit of baseball back to back. So if you want to take all these baseball ones, go for it.
1977, Seattle's John Montague pitches 6 2/3 innings of perfect relief, tying 2 game records of retiring 33 consecutive batsmen. Okay. 1978, Billy Martin resigns as Yankee manager after one is born liar, the other convicted one. Comic about Steinbrenner and Jackson. Is that the election?
No, like
Steinbrenner and Jackson.
he was a manager, so
managers. Yeah, Steinbrenner. I remember that name.
So Billy Martin said one is a born liar and the other is a convicted one. He made that comment about Steinbrenner and Jackson, and then he resigned as the manager of the Yankees. So he said something that got him in trouble, essentially.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I missed over this one, but the music history here. It's not on the main script. I don't know how I missed it, but it's on the share screen here.
1978, Paramount Pictures releases jukebox musical comedy film Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, starring British singers Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees, and an all-star cast featuring late-period songs from the Beatles. It is a critical and comical flop, commercial flop.
Hold on a second.
But
yeah,
but is it? That doesn't mean it's not good.
Yeah, well, like a lot of
great movies flopped.
Yeah, well, like, you know, they have since gone to be cult classics. You know, like The Princess Bride,
Idiocracy.
You know, yeah, definitely that one. Well, that one's turned into more of a you know, future documentary. You know, like a future-y, like predictory film. But like, you know, Airplane. You know,
they did
like,
predict Crocs.
Yeah, they did. Oh my God, they did. Wow. Anyway, 1978, Pete Rose tied National League hitting streak of 37 games. It's pretty good. 1 year later, Boston Red Sox Carl Yastrzemski hit his 400th home run. Nice. And he's a Major League Baseball outfielder. 1982, heavy rain caused a mudslide that destroyed a bridge at Nagasaki, Japan, killing 299. Come on, haven't they suffered enough in Nagasaki? Like, they should be immune for like the next 1,000 years from like any form of disaster. Come on. 1982, single "Eye of the Tiger" by Survivor from Rocky III soundtrack started a 6-week run at #1 on U.S. charts. Grammy for the best rock performance. Well, yeah, it's the Eye of the Tiger, man. The cream of the crop. Oh
yeah.
1983, Pine Tar game. George Brett's home run disallowed against Yanks, and it was overturned. So, okay, that's pretty wrapped up right there. 1984, we have another one. Careless Whisper. Single released by George Michael. Credited in U.S. to Wham! Billboard Song of the Year 1985. Yeah, that's the song that you play when you're getting down and dirty with a significant other. So, yeah. What do we got here in 1985?
1985, French DGSE officers Dominique Creer and Alain Muffart are arrested while and charged with murder over the bombing of the Rainbow Warrior.
Yes, there was a whole incident. The Rainbow Warrior, for what, like, they shouldn't have been there. Like, they were protesting some kind of nuclear or something, and they got into, like, a restricted zone, and then they got shot at or, like, blown up or sunk, or I don't remember exactly what happened. But people died, quote unquote, needlessly at the same time they were in an area they weren't supposed to be in. So, like, what were they expecting to happen? So, like, it's a whole thing, about morals versus rights versus, this versus that, like, so. Anyway, another 85 here.
1985, Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi signs a peace accord with Sikh leader Harchand Singh Longway to settle the 3-year Punjab crisis.
Oh,
Punjab?
Right. Punjab? I don't know. It's Indian.
I think it's Punjab.
I think it is Punjab. Oh, like Punjabi, Oh.
Yeah.
1986, San Francisco federal jury convicted Navy radioman Jerry Whitworth of espionage. Whoops.
Whoopsies.
That's not good. 87, IBM PC DOS version 3.3 updated was released. Hey, DDoS, MS-DOS.
Woo!
Yeah.
I remember DOS.
I do too. 88, U.S. and Jamaica play scoreless tie in second round of 1990 World Soccer Cup. All right. What do we have in 1990?
1990, Miss Magazine hits newsstands again, and 8-month hiatus.
Ooh.
All right. 1990, U.S. warships in the Persian Gulf placed on alert after Iraq masses nearly 30,000 troops near its border with Kuwait.
Oh, yikes. That's, something's going on. And that's the start of Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
Yep. Desert Storm. One of the shittiest guns ever made, the Desert Eagle.
1991, University of Manchester scientists announced finding a planet outside of the solar system. All right, exosolar planet. Cool. 93, met Vince Coleman injured 3 when he threw cherry bomb at Dodgers fan. What the hell is wrong with these baseball players? Like, spitting is bad enough. Why now you're throwing bombs at people? Like, jeez, man. While that was going on, New York Met Anthony Young lost record 27th straight. Yikes. Get him off the team. He's obviously, like, bad omen. 1998. You want to take this one? This is a really good movie.
Saving Private Ryan, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Hanks, Edward Burns, and Matt Damon, is released. Academy Awards, Best Director, 1999. Great film.
Excellent film. You got another 98. What the hell? This one's wild.
Eugene Western. Russell Eugene Western Jr. busts into United States Capitol and opens fires, killing 2 police officers. He's later ruled to be too incompetent to stand trial.
Oh, what a likely excuse.
I hate that. So?
Hey. Oh, he's incompetent. He can't stand trial. He just...
Yeah, he can.
He burst into the Capitol and killed people. Like, clearly he's a menace and he needs to be taken down. I don't care. So, anyway, 2001, an Iranian warship in the Caspian Sea threatened a British petroleum oil exploration ship off the coast of Azerbaijan. That's not good. Also in 2001, Simeon Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, the last Tsar of Bulgaria when he was a child, was sworn in as the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, becoming the first monarch in history to reign political power through democratic election in a different office. Dude, cool. Could you imagine? Like, when you were a child, you were the last Tsar of this country, and then, now you're the leader of it again, like through democratic elections. That's awesome, man. That's like, you were made for that job.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. In 2002, James Traficant was expelled from the United States House of Representatives on a vote of 420 to 1. I don't know how you can screw up to that degree, but yeah, he only had one. Well, the one person has to be him. So everybody wanted him out. Who was he? Like, hold on a second. Let me look this guy up. James Traficant. Let's see here. Oh wow, he looks bad. Let's see here. Defense of John Deming, author trial and expulsion, corruption charges. Okay, so standard run-of-the-mill politician garbage that everybody decided to go against him on. Okay. I mean, as they should. But yeah, he went to prison. Wow. Huh. Oh wow, it even tells us his prison ID. Oh my god. Alright. So, as of September 2nd, 2009, at the age of 68, he was subject to 3 years of supervised release. So now he's under probation. So he's free, but he was under supervision. I don't know where he's at now, if he's even still alive. What do we got here in 2002?
James Traficant is expelled from the United States House of Representatives on a vote of 420 to 1. Wow.
Yeah, we just went over all that.
Oh, sorry. On 200th anniversary of his birth, French author Alexandre Dumas' Three Musketeers ashes are inherited in Pantheon in Paris on a televised ceremony.
Awesome. Alexandre Dumas, a great author. Oh. I loved he even had a role in Django Unchained somehow.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, like Calvin Candy was going on, like, he's clearly a racist and all that stuff. He's going on about how great of an author Alexandre Dumas was, and like, Alexandre Dumas was black. Oh. Well, shit. Like, that puts a lot of stuff into perspective now, doesn't it, Calvin Candy? So, anyway. Oh, here we go.
2003, Ringo's Star 8th all-brand debuts and concert members include Colin Hay, Paul Carrack, John Waite, Sheila E., and Mark Riviera.
Oh. Alright. 2005, we have the 92nd Tour de France. No winner, because so many people were doping at the time that they just, like, wiped the slate. Lance Armstrong retires after winning a record 7th consecutive victory, but disqualified later in 2012 for doping. Yeah, no, like, for a good 10, 15 some odd years, like, it has been retroactively nobody won consecutively because so many people were doping that they had to, like, go back so many people. Like, literally, so many people, like, were doping that they just wiped the entire thing. They're like, okay, it didn't happen. Nobody won. Like, that's what you get. Jeez. 2007, Libya freed all 6 of the medics in the HIV trial in Libya. Oh, good. You need medics to counteract HIV. So, yeah. 2009, FINA Congress voted to ban all body-length swimsuits, men's suits to maximally cover from the waist to knee, and women's from shoulder to knee. Fabric must be a textile or woven material, effective January 1st, 2010. Okay. So, rules for, swimwear. That makes sense. 2012, 4 barrels containing 248 human fetuses were found in Severodvinsk, Russia. What? Did you hear what I just said? Like, why are there 248 aborted fetuses out in the wilderness in Russia? Like, what is going on? Nearly 200. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, no, like, it did happen. They were placed in the local morgue. Yeah, so apparently that they were just disposing of them. So, wow. What do we got here in 2013?
2013. 22 are left dead after conflict between the Knights Templar cartel and the Mexican police in Michoacan.
Dang. Yeah, no, the cartel wars are a serious thing in Mexico. Like, it's a legit insurgent group. Oh, we have another one. Oh, like another many death one at least. Article.
2013, 80 people are killed and 140 are injured after a high-speed train derails in Santiago de Compostela, Spain.
Yikes. Oh, man. Well, if you want, you can take the two 2014s and at least end with something that's not death.
2014, 116 people are killed after air allergic flight 55017 crashed in Mali.
Yikes. There's one after another. Death, death, death. Jeez, man. But this next one's okay.
Another 2014. Over 10,000 Palestinians protest Israel's operation in Gaza. 2 Palestinians killed after Al-Sika Bridges members fire at Israeli forces.
Yikes.
Ooh.
2015, Obama began a historic 2-day visit to Kenya. Oh, he's going back home. Okay. He's going to go check out his birthplace. 2017, Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, said he did not collude with Russia after meeting with Senate investigators. Like how Hillary Rodham Clinton did with our uranium deposits?
Yeah.
You know? Well, you want to talk about Russian collusion, look at her. 2017 as well, Taliban suicide bomber on motorbikes killed at least 26 people and injured an additional 50 in Lahore, Pakistan. Yikes. Oh yeah, that's right, we have this other one here. Taliban suicide bus bombing in Kabul killed at least 38 mainly employees of Afghan Ministry of Mines and Petroleum. Yikes. You know, like not landmines, but like, you know, digging gold mines, copper mines, you know, things like that, and petroleum. So, but hey, this is a good one here. 2018, the first bison born in Banff National Park, Alberta, Canada, in 140 years after being reintroduced. So the first bison born in 140 years in that area. Dude, like, that deserves a cheer. Like, we're bringing it back. We are bringing it back. Then on the other foot here, now getting back into tragedy, 2018 as well, wildfires near Athens, Greece, killed 91 with an additional 104 injured. Over 600 were rescued from the coast by boats. So, wow. So, like, Athens, Greece, you know, everybody was running. Could you imagine? Well, wasn't that happening, like, recently? Like, people were... Yeah, the Lahaina fires. Weren't people, like, running, like, into the ocean? Because everything was on fire, like, out in, like, Maui in Hawaii about a year or so ago? Yeah. There's videos of people running into the ocean because everywhere else is fire. So, yikes. What do we have here in 2019?
10th million mini car produced during its 60th anniversary year in Oxford, England.
Nice.
Another 2019, 19-year-old Hungarian swimmer Christoph Miliak breaks Michael Phelps' 10-year-old 200-meter butterfly world record at the World Championships in Gwangju, South Korea. Swims 150.73 at 78 seconds faster. 0.78 seconds faster than Phelps.
Yeah, so he swims it in 1 minute 50.73 seconds, which is 0.78 seconds faster than Phelps. Wow. So we defeated the Phelps. Oh, here we go. Here's some good news.
2019, Facebook agrees to pay $5 billion fine, largest ever, for violating customer privacy to the U.S. Federal Trade Commission.
Good. Not enough, but hey, you know, it starts.
Not nearly enough.
We got to bleed these companies dry. You know, these corporations, they need to be eliminated, you know, picked apart piece by piece. And all those in charge, I don't know, sent to North Korea to work hard labor. I don't know, you know. So, but you got a global. Oh, here we go. More liberal propaganda. Here we go. You want to take this one?
This is bullshit. I don't want to read this. It's dumb. Prove it.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go ahead and take that out of the main script because that is really stupid. But now we get to talk about this a-hole.
2019, new UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson drastically reshapes cabinet in his first day in office, appointing Dominic Raab as Foreign Secretary, Priti Patel as Home Secretary, and Sajid Javid as Chancellor.
Ah. Yeah, yesterday, actually, I believe, was the anniversary of when Boris Johnson first took office.
He was kicked. Oh,
no,
yeah.
First took office. Yeah.
Didn't he get kicked out not too long ago, like on this date?
Yeah, as well, yeah. Well, I mean, like, you know, because that was the end of his political cycle. Like, you know, you start and end at the same time, usually.
I thought he was kicked out.
I don't know. Well, no, yeah, he got voted out with a no confidence.
Yeah,
you're right.
voted out of office.
You're right.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, 2019 as well, we have the second heat wave of the summer in Western Europe, set record temperatures in Belgium in Kalien-Bruegel at 39.9 Celsius or 102 Fahrenheit, which is pretty warm. For the Netherlands in Eindhoven, same degrees. In Germany at Garlekirchen, 40.5 Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, Geil and Kirchen. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, I get a hanky here, you know. We also have Special Counsel Robert Mueller reported to the U.S. Senate that President Trump was not exonerated of obstruction of justice and that Russia interfered in U.S. election to benefit Trump. Bullshit.
No, you should remove that. That's fucking lies.
Yeah, well, like, you know, it is lies, but at the same time, we do gotta, like, you know, for posterity, have these in here so future generations will remember how stupid people were during these times and not to repeat these same mistakes. You know?
Well, shit.
I mean,
we
like,
need
you know...
another source that lists, you know, what Hillary did.
Yeah, nobody looks at crooked
or
Hillary.
What they do. Like, it's always a Republican did this. Like, yeah. Where's the other side?
Exactly. Well, but let's see here. You got a baseball one here in 2022.
David Ortiz, Gil Hodges, Bud Fowler, Jim Kite, Minnie Minnesota, and Buck O'Neill are introduced into Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, New York.
All right.
Nice.
Good on them. Oh, another heat wave.
2022 heat wave across America's northeast, with many cities, including Boston, St. Louis, and Philadelphia, declaring heat emergencies.
Yeah. We got a few of those out here. Fire warnings, flash flood warnings. Well, yeah.
2022, over 1,100 refugees rescued in separate operations across the Mediterranean in a few days by Coast Guards and charities, with 5 bodies recovered.
Yikes. So that's right, like, all these refugees coming over and their boats capsizing. I remember that. Like, it was a whole big deal. Oh, we got to rescue them all. Like, no, let them freaking drown.
You don't have to do nothing.
Like, they're fleeing their country. They can't stand and fight for their home. And now you want to welcome them with open arms. That they'll not fight for you, and they'll leave you high and dry just as quick, if not faster.
Why do you send all their money back to their family and wherever they came from? Instead of spending it here.
Yeah. They're nothing but a disease. Unfortunately, there's some are good, but the vast majority, like, you can call me hateful and bigoted all you want. Look at the facts. What benefit has any nation had through, like, immigration? Like,
mass immigration.
I mean, like,
mass illegal immigration.
I mean, like, if you want to sit there,
immigration's fine, but
if you want to sit there and defend refugees, then you have to say that that it was okay for white people to take this nation from the Native Americans, which it was not. Pick your battle. Pick a stance and stick to it. Don't cherry pick and advocate when it's convenient for you. Stand on your principles is what I'm saying. To the audience. So, what else do we got here? 2022, Pope Francis arrived in Edmonton, Canada to begin a penitential trip to meet with and apologize to First Nation, Métis, and Inuit communities for their treatment at church-run residential schools. Yeah, see? Well, I was just saying that the Native people, they're getting apologized, too. That's good. So, that's interesting how this played into my whole rant. That was wild. I did not plan that at all. What do we got here? You want to take this one from Joni Mitchell?
Singer-songwriter icon Joni Mitchell makes a surprise concert appearance, joining Brandy Carly and Newport Folk Festival, Mitchell's first public performance in 19 years.
Dang. That's a long hiatus. We also have... this next one is hilarious. You should take it.
2022 wild monkey attacks on at least 42 people, including in their homes, in Yamaguchi City, Japan, led police to be armed with tranquilizers guns.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Oh my god, it's happening. And of course it starts in Japan. Of all the places in the entire world, Japan would be the place that would make smart monkeys that would freaking overturn the entire humanity. Like, oh, what's Japan and their creature obsessions? Godzilla and Mothra and King Ghidorah and all that crap. Oh, of course they do that. 2023, we have a dengue outbreak in Bangladesh caused by heavy monsoon rains. It claimed more than 170 lives with 33,000 hospitalizations, according to local health officials. Holy crap. That is a lot of hospitalizations right there. 2023 as well. Here we go with this more propaganda. Gender pay gap in U.S. drops to its lowest level, with women earning 84 cents for every $1 men earn full-time, up from 78 cents a decade ago. Okay, well, yeah, they utilize, once again...
That's how they never show you how they calculate it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They cherry-pick certain things. They don't put into the equation maternity leave. They don't put into equation the higher-paid jobs or things like, manufacturing and mining, and... like deep-sea diving and working on an oil well, working on a crab boat. You don't see women in any of those positions. That's where the disparity comes from. As soon as you see an equivalence of men to women working in these, high life danger, workspaces, you will never see an equivalency. So stop sitting there and bitching about, oh, well, women make less than men. Well, then get a pickaxe, Stephanie, and get into the hole with the rest of us. Anyway, We have 3 articles left. You want to take them?
Yeah, 2023, Israel's parliament passes controversial, reasonable, and this, Jesus.
Remember,
Is this
it's
like
Israel.
to the Patriot Act where they name it something good and it's really crappy? Reasonableness bill takes away ability of Supreme Court to declare government decisions unreasonable. First bill to plan to weaken judiciary amid widespread protests.
What have I been saying about Israel? You know, they're a violent, conquerous nation, and now they're trying to, you know, slowly get rid of any roadblocks they have in their own government to just, you know, do the final death blow to Palestine and then expand on from there. Maybe into Yemen, maybe into Egypt. You know? So.
Wow.
Yep. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Once again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you want to sit there and call me anti-Semitic and call me hateful, you know what? Those are just labels. I don't care. You know, give me something that opposes us. Give me something that shows me that Israel is not what I say. You know? To me, just look around. Like, now, I'm not fighting for Hamas in any way. I think they're awful. But the innocents are the ones getting screwed. Once again, what I say earlier on the show, killing civilians wins wars. Well, Israel is winning the war very well. I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, 2 more articles here.
2023, U.S. Justice Department sues Texas over a floating barrier installed in Rio Grande River between U.S. and Mexico to deter migrants, citing human... Well, stop them. We've asked you to help, and you refuse to do so. So, you know, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
So tired of this fucking shit.
We're
supposed to allow everybody over here, no matter what, or we're fucking racist or homophobes or just bad people in general. Well, you know what? Money is finite, people, okay? So are jobs. So are homes. So is everything else over here. So are the roads that fucking people... alright.
Yeah,
anyways.
Like, remember in Texas when like they like something about a park, like they were putting all the illegal immigrants in one of the parks or something, or like they were doing something in Texas, and then Biden came out. It's like, oh, you better stop that, Jack, or else consequences. And they're like, come down here and stop us. And he's like, never mind. Like, spineless. One more, and this is not a good one, but
2023 wildfires across Algeria kill at least 34 people amid temperatures of 118 degrees Fahrenheit or 48 Celsius.
Yikes. That's hot. Like, you know, literally there's a fire, so like that's very hot. Yeah, that'll conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just on Rumble and YouTube, we're also on BitChute, Odyssey, and many other things. Go check out our link tree. For your dose of past events daily, we stream, try to do it every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time, which is 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows. We have, you know, this history show is our flagship show. We have the Omni Coalition News Show, weird, odd, and unusual notable events, weather, and sports, every Freya's Day, Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. The Omni Coalition Show, actually, no, we're moving the news show to Saturday, actually. So, yeah, the news show is going to be Saturday. The Omni Coalition Show is going to be Sunday at 3. And then, you know, like, Omni Kitchen, InoSH, we have other things. So, but anyway, if you want to catch us live, if you're on the West Coast, this is 11 and 3, all for thee. Mountain 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central 1 and 5 for the contrive. East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
King's Refuge.
And you are you. Thank you very much for watching us. And until next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! Alright. Where is this? In my... Whoa, okay.